Recorded live at 4ZZZ Studios and broadcast across Brisbane on 102.1 FM.
You're listening to Z Games, where we bring you the best in gaming news, reviews, community, and culture.
Want to get in touch? Text in on 0420 626 733.
You're hanging out on Z Games, friends. We're going to be chatting video games and a whole lot more for the next little bit. My name's Jack, and we're in a packed studio again. Hello, Millie.
Hi.
Hi, Rani.
Hey.
Hey, Koch.
Hello.
And special guest, Matt.
Hi.
You are a nerd.
Hi.
This is correct.
You're also a little bit of a musician.
Yeah, just a little bit
A
for people who
smidge.
know me.
Where did the name Safari Zone come from?
Well, other than going with the obvious,
No, but yeah, like,
but
why
the
did
mentality,
you choose it?
the mentality behind it was so for people who had the idea of the Safari Zone is a completely different world you go to. The rules are broken and you change it, but it's also a place you can kind of step out and enjoy yourself a bit, and that's what I was going for with
So
my music.
abstract.
Just a bit, hey.
Oh, God.
He's a
not like I thought
teacher, you
about
can
this.
tell.
It's not
What
like I
does it
thought about
even
this on the
mean?
car ride in, not at all. No.
You can tell you're a teacher because you just explained something in like the most abstract
It's so
way.
hard to break out of that.
Are you an
Trust
English
me.
teacher?
No.
What are you?
A music teacher.
Yeah, there you go.
So-
Yeah.
See, the problem is you can't LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram stalk Safari Zone because you just get like, oh, I do that a lot. If I get like someone on the show and I'm
we're
like, I want to
stalking you, by
get
the way.
information to be able to bring up as like a not quite interview but just discussion.
Yeah, of
When
course.
you search Safari Zone music, it's kind of hard to pull anything out that isn't just from Pokemon.
Of course, and that was
Yeah.
the idea, is that I wanted to go with a bit of a low profile starting in, because it gives me a good handbrake, in the
love
sense
it.
that if I come out and go, hey, you know what, this music's pretty bad, it never existed, pull it up. But at the moment
Just
it seems to
bail
be
out.
going pretty good, so what I'm doing is slowly sneaking my way into the internet, getting my
Good.
promo stuff,
Good.
and
really
then when I
good.
know it's good, bam, drop the ball,
I
everything
dig
will
it.
appear.
Well,
dig it.
we'll be listening to some music of yours later on. I really enjoy it a
thank
lot.
you.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
appreciate
And for podcast listeners, we can also play that because, I mean, you don't care if we play it on the podcast.
Hey, I'm not going to pull you up about it. You know it's good.
We got a copyright strike last time, guys.
Oh,
No,
It's not a physical copyright strike. I
Oh,
can
no.
only reach so far.
he just hit
Millie's
me at
gonna
the-
take care of that.
He
She's
just
my
hit me
manager.
at Valley Trano one night. Like, it was
gonna
just,
hit you.
he just knocked me out. I was like, all right. Sick.
So his
What is
manager
it
came
about?
in and beat the shit out of me, and
Coming up on the show, Millie, you've been playing Crash Team Racing Nitro Fuel.
I have, and it's been fun-ish.
Coming up later. There's a little bit of split.
Oh, it's been good.
Okay, cool.
I like it.
Gosh, you've been playing VR.
All of the VR. Literally all of the VR. It's amazing.
4 games.
Oh, no, there's a little bit of other things in there as well.
Have
No.
you been playing the porn?
VR porn.
No, I haven't done that. No.
it's not a game, that is a state of mind. Thank you.
It's state of being, yeah.
Yes. No, mostly just like things like Beat Saber, Santa Riders, VR Chat, Pavlov VR.
VR chat, I'm genuinely kind of like scared
Concerned
of.
a bit.
Yeah.
It's an experience. Like the best thing is I've played it on desktop mode beforehand, so I know what to experience. And then I put it in VR. It's a long story.
But I've played it too, and you can't prepare yourself for once you dive in, though. Like,
No.
it's a different world, because in desktop you can see, but once you're in VR, it catches you off guard, I think.
Yeah, and I haven't punched anything in my house yet. So I haven't punched any holes. Like
I mean,
with
you don't
being-
even need VR to do that. Like, how many people
name's
with
not
their
Kyle,
like
so-
Nintendo Wii's,
I am an Ipswich,
like,
so
just
Monster Edition hole-in-the-wall expansion.
Wii into the TV, remote into the TV. So we're going to be talking all of that. Did I miss anything? Cadence of Hyrule, you've been playing that.
Yes, I have.
It's turn the mic.
Ooh, yeah, I can
The
do that.
world
Hello.
is your oyster. Yeah, no,
It
it's
is.
hectic.
Bye.
I
Yes.
almost missed my stop getting here, playing it on the train.
Right, how addictive is
I
it?
love it so much.
And you're like the character, once you fall down the hole, it's really hard to pull yourself back out.
Once you fall
come
down
back
the
to
hole.
real world. Yeah.
I'm not going to comment.
Oh, come on, I'm throwing you a bone here, Millie. Come on.
Come
But
on.
every single day, you've got to jump into the hole anyway.
Oh, yeah.
That's that's the actual
It's the
game.
beauty
You've
of
got
it.
to jump into the hole.
Go jump into the hole.
Get in the hole.
Get in the hole.
Just get lost.
Get in the robot.
Yes.
I haven't.
Should
I
you
haven't.
get
I
in the
haven't, I
robot?
haven't watched any of EVA, so I don't.
Ba, ba, ba,
We'll talk about EVA some other time.
Sorry.
Millie,
okay.
Hi.
you've been playing CTR.
I've been playing a bit of it, yes.
Crash Team Racing.
Crash Team Racing. It's a blast from the past, as they call it on the back of the box.
How does it feel getting blasted from the past?
it sounds like an X.
She's shook.
Shut off.
Yeah, exactly. Get out. If you're listening, leave. So yeah, I've been playing CTR. Mainly at the chagrin of my workmates, because they're like, "Can you get it?" I'm like, "Okay, a minute." get it. I'm like, okay, I got it. So I've been getting it, and I've been playing with them. I suck. Yeah, but I love it.
It's fine.
The main thing that I really enjoy is that Polar's back in it, because of course Polar's in it, and I love Polar.
Yeah, no, it's
Polar
important.
is
Good.
my boy. And Polar is amazing at power sliding, which is a new little mechanic. You know how in Mario, when you go around corners, you hop?
And you
do that
hold
little,
it down.
You do that little wiggle thing.
And you get the little, like, the exhaust,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it gets purple, and
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. So, in this one, you have to time your jump, and you got to time your bumper presses to get your triple boost. And
because unlike with Mario, you can get 3 in a row.
you can get 3 in a row,
which is sick.
And I mastered it.
Good.
And I ran into a wall, but I mastered doing the button presses. So
like going ice
Sure you
skating.
mastered it?
it's
Analogy
like going
for
ice
life.
skating. I mastered the button presses, Rani.
Oh,
Okay,
okay,
I haven't
yeah,
mastered actually turning properly, but I played a good 3 hours of it, and I managed to get 15 trophies in that time
So
period.
here's the thing. So with Mario Kart, you just have the cups, and there isn't a lot
Yeah,
as far as
there's
like
a
single player
Grand
stuff.
Prix and like verses and that sort of
It's
thing.
just like I need to unlock like new accessories and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Crash Team Racing has a campaign.
It's got an adventure mode, which is what I
How good
have
is it?
been binging on.
I love it.
And I'm really excited to try for the crystal rounds and everything like that, which is kind of exciting because it just gives me that good old crash tingle, which I love.
Crash Tingle.
A crash tingle. Yeah, because I...
It's my porn name. I'm
wondering why it was taken.
feeling real loose.
Jack
I was
Tingle.
up at 6 a.m. this morning. I'm riding the
Loosey-goosey.
wave.
But yeah, because I grew up with Crash 2. And it's really like... It gives you that feel, ultimately. Like, the remaster, I feel, lost some of that sparkle.
Wow.
I felt that.
Okay.
Like, it's a complete remaster, but it lost that sort of
The
childhood feel.
the sort of Spartan charm that the originals had, because it
Yeah.
was just so stripped down.
It was very stripped down, and like the jump mechanics were like too
They felt
edited.
good. Oh, in the remaster, yes.
In the remaster,
100%.
yeah. In the original, they felt good
Yeah.
and like snappy. And in this one, I feel like they've actually taken that criticism that a lot of people had to heart because it feels real snappy.
But CTR on the PS1 was kind of janky feeling anyway.
Oh yeah, but like that was what their first step into a kart racer.
But does this
That was
one
Naughty
still
Dog.
feel janky?
No, but like what I mean is that they've kept that feel, but it's snappy
right,
response.
okay.
Like when you jump, sort of thing. There's like no sort of delay or feedback loop or anything like that. That you don't feel like you're getting immersed into it, and like I said, it gives you the good crash tingle. And because I bought the actual disc itself. I got the vintage skins, which is great for Cortex, Crash, and
So
Coco.
you have like the low poly ones.
Yeah, the low poly ones, like in like I just blanked on what that Mario game's called, Odyssey. When you get the Super Mario 64 skin, you're just
yeah.
running around that weird janky world. But yeah, you get the low poly skins, and like Cortex's weird triangle head is just so much worse to look at.
Especially next to all of the worlds, because they look
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Oh, they're so like the word I can think of for it is bouncy. They look bouncy and they're polished and shiny, and I just want to take a bite out of them.
You've been playing with workmates as well.
I have been.
I didn't know you had PlayStation Plus. Did you buy it for
It's
you?
not PlayStation Plus.
Have they come over to your house?
It's not PlayStation Plus to play online.
You need to have PlayStation Plus to play online.
Do
mate.
you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Guess
then.
you got PlayStation
For all
Plus.
paid games, you need PlayStation
Yeah,
Plus.
I was like, it's not Fortnite.
Well, technically-
Fortnite. Sorry.
Okay, let me clarify. I haven't been playing with
Could you
them.
Fortnite?
Oh, okay, right.
I want to play with them.
Right.
Because they're like, play with us. I'm like, oh, okay, fine, I'll do it. But then I keep forgetting. So, shout out to my workmates. Hi, how you doing?
Sorry, I keep forgetting.
But I really do want to play with them. So I'll probably end up having to get PlayStation Plus. But I feel like, I don't know. It might just be local, whatever. I don't know. I don't understand.
There's gotta be online.
I don't understand internet, okay? Leave me alone.
I don't think the...
How do I
I'm not a
internet?
real gamer.
It's okay, the Coalition doesn't either.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also
Every
like
episode.
out where we are, there's
Just,
no internet.
just gotta
Yeah,
connect
there's
the
no
internet
internet.
to the
It's-
node. Like, shut up. Like,
Welcome to Brisbane, there's no internet.
Australia.
Australia. Do-do-do-do.
Literally the best thing about living near Ipswich. Somehow the NBN is connected there.
Yeah,
yeah, I
that's
don't really know.
so...
That's literally.
It's not fair.
Yeah, I
like it's not fair, man.
Well,
I
what?
wouldn't know
Where's
that.
the
So bad.
I live in the opposite of Bumhole.
The other bumhole?
The other bumhole.
I've got to call up basically and go, hey, I think someone's stolen my node.
Yeah,
I don't know where it is,
basically.
so.
And then Bian's like, Lamau, you deal with it.
Bang.
Get red scrubbed.
Build it yourself. Just
Just stream on 4G. That's all we're gonna. That's it.
Yeah, have you heard about 5G? It's the best.
Coming to Nintendo Switch real soon.
Please stop. I don't like it.
So Crash Team Racing.
It's good.
It's still good.
It's still good. And I'm glad it is still good because I remember it being good back in the day, and I like as much as it janky as it was when you look back on it, but it's definitely a good feel moment.
The trophies you mentioned.
Yeah.
There are other kinds of things you can get in Adventure
Yeah,
Mode. Have you
you
got...
can-
What are they? I forgot. Relics?
Relics, and you get keys as well to like unlock the bosses,
That's right.
and the colored gems.
What are the colored gems like weird challenges you need
Yes,
to do?
weird challenges.
What are they?
I only tried one of them and I failed horribly. One of them was like collect all the power crystals within 30 seconds sort of thing.
Oh, in a level, right.
In a level, yeah, but it's like a little inbox level, so it's not like, a big racetrack. But that did feel a little janky to me, but I might just be bad.
Because a lot of what you're doing in CTR...
Maybe I'm just terrible.
Maybe I'm just terrible.
Just in life.
The variety is not necessarily in gameplay, but it might be...
me.
Can you not drag people on air, please?
You can leave, straight boy.
An autobiography coming soon.
There are
gotta
two
give it
straight
back
boys here
eventually,
now.
right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I gotta save it up.
No. It's fine.
More bang for your buck.
It's
You're on
it's
Z
not
Games.
fine. It's not fine. I'm hurt.
There's not as much variety in terms of the gameplay because it's like it is a kart racer, so you have the triple boosts that you're trying to take advantage of.
Yep.
You have the different power ups that you have on each stage. You're trying to hold onto Wumpa Fruit so that your TNTs go to Nitro. So
Oh, no. It's different now. You're...
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So, how... Oh, hello, microphone.
G'day. You're right there.
I just went whoop into it. So, basically, it's like Mario Kart. When you collect 10 coins, your cart goes faster. So you collect 10 Wumpa Fruit, and your cart goes faster.
But do the power ups get better though as well?
No.
They're just always bad.
They're always this. Well, it depends on your
They're the same.
position.
No.
Hasn't it? Doesn't
No,
it?
that's Mario Kart.
That's Mario Kart as well. Yeah.
Oh, so that's the thing. That's
Crash
I'm
Team
trying to-
Racing is completely different.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm trying to learn the difference.
Whatever
between them, 'cause
you're
I
in-
played both when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But I never
So-
played them.
Whatever position you're in, you get like defense or fence things, no matter what position you're in. I think at the back.
Offense was the word you were looking for there.
Hi, how you doing?
I want
Little on the fence
fence items.
about
I
the
want
items I want, right?
fencing. Hi, how you doing? I'm Melly.
blast from the past.
Yeah,
Fancy.
noot. Just spam the
You
clown
get different.
emoji.
Okay, come on, bring it back.
I
Bring it
am
back.
bringing it back, thank you.
You get different items depending on where you are.
Offensive and
Defensive. Depending on where
items.
you are.
Well done.
well, it just wherever you are.
Right.
But at the back, I think there is like a different item. You get like a missile, so
Right.
it shoots people in front. But other than that, like even if you're in first place, you get like bombs as well. You just like peg them behind you, so you can shoot them forwards and backwards depending on what you want. But it's great. I love shooting bombs into people because they just like wee.
Is there much variety as far as the levels go?
From what I've seen, yeah, definitely. You don't feel like you're repeating levels, even in adventure mode. When they show you the first boss level and you just race it normally, then you verse the boss and it's in that same level, it still feels different.
I hate those boss fights, man.
I love them.
They are so difficult.
They're so fun.
It's just you with another person.
Yeah, it's
and
great.
It's like a 1v1 with like a sibling or something. Sorry, only child. But like,
I have no siblings.
but like you're just racing with one other person. You're
It's
like,
great.
well, nothing's gonna happen because you're just so far ahead of me.
Get good, mate.
It's like Diddy
Yeah,
Kong
get
Racing. If you ever
good.
played that back in the day, Diddy Kong had
Yeah,
the
yeah.
bosses
Oh,
as
Diddy
well.
Kong, yes.
So
Yeah.
you'd have to fight the big elephant or something, and they weren't in a car; they just ran on foot.
Yeah,
As they do.
they just ran. See ya.
just sprinting elephants, and I'm in a plane.
Legit,
and
they're
I can
doing
keep
you're
up.
doing 50k an hour or whatever the measurement is, wumpers per rumper, and like
Wampus per rump.
and this elephant is just like on its way
It's
out.
so good though. I really enjoy those like 1v1s because you actually feel challenged, and because I play on Uzi mode because I'm
cool.
a big noob.
No, it's okay, same.
But even then, like because I didn't know the controls first up, like I had to change them and everything like that to make it feel better. I still it was still a challenge to get to the front, and once I did get to the front, it felt like something in my life.
Are you
for
like a
once.
trigger racer? Like, do you prefer the L2
triggers.
R2s?
Yeah, I like the triggers.
You notice how all the classic games, because I had a bit of a play too, how it uses the X button to
Yeah, use the
accelerate.
X button, and I hate it.
It feels so old, doesn't it? Like, it felt okay back on the Nintendo. and
Yeah,
all of
but it
them,
hurts
but,
my
like,
thumbs, and I don't like it.
Like when you hold down like A in Mario
like,
Kart and you lift your
ow.
thumb up, you see like an A imprinted on your thumb.
I've been chosen.
It's just so much easier to use the triggers because And also, I changed the control scheme so you get your bounce is on the trigger
Oh,
as
the
well.
bumpers, yeah, cool.
Yeah, so you just like you drive and bumper. It's so much easier because
It's
you
like
just
a
you feel
two-trigger
better.
drifting. Like one's to drift
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the other's to release the drift.
Yeah,
It's
so
really
you
weird.
just keep bumping.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, weird.
yeah, you
'Cause
just
if you don't,
keep
you
bumping.
overload your nitro. And
But I
explodes.
use
nothing
there's no
happens.
nitro in this one.
like a real car.
the
That's why they've got
boost-
4 pedals.
The boost just
the
give up.
accelerator and
Yeah,
the
the
backup
boost is just like
accelerator.
you failed.
It just goes.
No.
It actually comes up with fail.
That's
I'm
what
like,
the one
thank
on
you.
the left.
They never did that on PS1.
It's like fail.
You're
I'm like,
bad.
oh, thank
If
you so much for
Someone
that.
once told me if you press the accelerator and the brake at the same time, you take a screenshot.
Oh, really? I
Oh,
tried that.
there's a worse
and then I just
inappropriate
hit
meme I've
someone.
listened
It
For
just
all
like
you new
it-
drivers out there,
we do not provide driving advice. Don't listen to us, please.
for. Yeah. no.
Please don't.
Anyway, buy CTR. It's really fun and play against me. Thank you.
I'm going to steal your copy in 2 weeks' time.
I know you will.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Because it's you.
And we can play locally because I'll bring controllers because you only have a single.
I'm an only child.
can't
Don't
you
you
like
still have
share
Kingdom
control?
Hearts 3?
Yeah, I do for some reason.
Well, then don't get at me for stealing copies.
I asked Adrian if he wanted that back, and he said, no, I'm moving to Sydney. And I was like, okay, bye.
Sorry.
I don't want it. Someone take Kingdom Hearts 3 off me. I don't want it. It's such a bad game.
I need that as a sticker on the cover now.
Ooh.
It's like 7.8 by IGA, too many story points. And then, like, your
Yes.
review, take it away.
Very big yikes. My God. We'll be back with more very, very soon. Probably Koch talking VR.
Give me the VR.
You hanging out on a Z? On Z Games.
I'm here for you. Even when the sky comes falling down to the blue, you know it's true. You're safe and sound. Let the winds toss you, you don't be afraid. Just step out. In the end, it's not a dream. Even if the world's not what it seems. Let the currents pass you by. You become the water, you're alive.
hanging out on Z Games with the entire gang. Well, not the
G'day,
entire
chickies.
gang. It feels like the entire gang because we have a guest in. It's Matt!
Hi.
AKA Safari Zone, and we heard from you there. That was... Okay, so I've got... The file is called Aquatic Ambience. Did you give it a special name?
No, I just used
It's
the
just
same
a
name.
remix.
It's basically a cover,
Cool.
if you want to. I got into this big debacle about what's the difference between a remix and a cover. I'm like, I used all the synths. I didn't sample anything. I did it all from my own bass, so why not? It's
Cool.
a cover.
Nice.
We've got more music from you coming up soon.
Yes.
What is Refunked Bootleg Remix?
So a bootleg, to keep it really simple, is where you take the audio from an original song, like they used to with vinyl back in the day, and just add your own stuff over the top of it. So
Right.
rather than me rewrite the song, I just used the original song.
And just over the top.
I snipped it, put bits and pieces in, and then added my own instruments. So it'll sound really familiar, but slightly different at the same time.
And
Should be fun.
it was originally called Let Mum Sleep.
That's the original name of the song. It was the cover song for Jet Grind Radio or Jet Set Radio,
Just depending
which
on
one
where you
played.
live, yeah. Well, that's coming up later on. Now, though, Koch,
Yeah, from the past into the future.
do you put glasses inside your glasses?
Well, that's the best thing is I can with the Vive. So going back to like
So we're talking about VR. This is VR.
This is the future of gaming.
Because this is radio, and you
Gamers
don't
rise up.
see Koch unless you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at ZEDGamesAU. You won't know
Yeah,
that
pretty
he wears glasses.
I am a giant nerd and a massive four eyes. Yes, that is me.
I
I'm my
wasn't
own
going to go
best
that
critic.
far.
And now I'm 6 eyes. Yay.
Yeah.
So
We can go deeper.
Do you have to go with glasses inside the Vive?
Well, I found out no. I didn't have to. So I've got astigmatism.
Right.
So that's where the eyes aren't aligned or they're not perfectly round and it creates like double vision shadow stuff. But the glasses correct that. So I got the Vive, set it all up, got everything sorted, bricked the little sensor boxes.
Nice.
What?
On the first turn on,
You
because it's
bricked
like,
it.
well, I'm an IT guy. I'm like, you got to update everything, make sure it's secure, do everything. It's like the boxes need updating, the light boxes. I updated them, wouldn't turn on after the update. I went, oh, damn it! Googled, found out it's a common issue on the first update. Just do the thing,
Bricks.
fixed it. Yeah,
It breaks.
it's like you have to go connect it.
Brick now.
Yeah, it's a light brick now. At this
light-up
point,
brick.
a light up brick.
We love
so-
bricks.
Bricks. It's like Tetris. I was making Tetris pieces.
Okay. We love bricks.
Bricks are great.
We anyway, so fixed all that stuff. Finally got my house set up. I've got a room just big enough to be able to use the Vive in
Good.
my office, in my streaming room, and it's been really really good. I played a lot of Beat Saber, and I didn't have to use the glasses.
Are you physically fit enough to keep up with Beat Saber?
I am getting there. Yeah,
That's not a dig at your physical fitness. I know, like Beat Saber, you watch streamers play Beat Saber that regularly play Beat Saber,
yeah.
and it's nuts.
Have you
Oh,
seen
yeah.
Ross do it?
No.
Oh my
Oh.
god!
He is nuts.
He's just like twirling it, and he's just like, "This isn't hard, guys."
For the man
And
who
it's like
apparently
going,
had no rhythm, like he is on beat all the
It's
time.
ridiculous.
I'm surprised-
And that little
yeah.
like a female streamer, and she's just so little, and like she played in like a big grape suit because all these creepy dudes came, like started hitting on her.
Oh,
for her
Nacy,
body.
Nacy.
I was going to
Nacy.
say, I was like, that sounds like
She's
Nancy.
not that short.
She looked,
Short-ish.
she looked
Yeah,
little in
yeah,
the gifs that
camera,
I've seen,
and
but,
then once you have
yeah, but
the
she's
big
just
grape
like
suit.
whipping it.
It's funny
I
how
was like,
everyone
"Oh,
looks
that's amazing."
smaller on a screen. That's the one
Wow,
thing that's really come to mind.
I
the
never
worst.
noticed.
Yeah, she was playing Gangnam Style when she was in that
Yeah,
massive
it was
blueberry.
great, yeah.
She was in the blueberry
Hell
suit,
yeah.
and she was like, "Yeah," she's going
It
at
was
it on
amazing.
screen.
I was
It's
like,
still
oh.
like pinned to her Twitter account, which is great.
Oh, she's great.
Good old thirsty boys want that grape juice.
Ugh.
Like grape juice water.
Get a drink.
Get a drink,
Get a
boys.
drink.
Go to church.
So yeah, I played Beat Saber. I was using the glasses, and the
Yes.
Vive is one of those ones that you can put glasses in, as long as they're not too big. Like I got a big head, but like it
Same.
still fits, which is great. So
have a
the
good-sized
Oculus,
head.
yeah, just a decent size.
You
It's
have
for
a
my
really-
big brain.
You have a really nice sized head.
What is
Awesome.
going on?
Clip it. Yeah, so the Oculus and that don't really have that. They don't have the nose port big enough for glasses,
Yeah.
apparently. So the Vive does, which is why I went for the premium option.
Cool.
And yeah, Beat Saber, it is awesome. It's
Yes.
a good way to do cardio exercise if you just don't want to go outside. You know, you can...
Always.
Dude.
I'm so
every
ready for
time,
this.
it's like I was playing for an hour and a half, and I was dead. My arms hurt. I had sweat down my back, on my face, like... just
Moist.
very moist and disgusting. Yeah, played a
Really
lot of
painting
that.
a
You're
picture.
really selling this game.
So I'm wearing a headset, no clothes. Yeah,
Actually, no.
just moist.
I was just nude on Twitch again. It just happens.
Again.
I've already forgotten what song we're talking about, or what game rather we're talking about.
I will say, we haven't brought up motion sickness, because when VR is brought up, like, the very limited
me.
VR I've played is mobile VR. So it was like Daydream, and it was on a Galaxy S8. So
Okay,
it wasn't
the Gear VR and
yeah,
stuff, right?
but
Google
Google's
Cardboard.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Google Cardboard, but for rich people.
Yeah,
It's
pretty
like
much.
$90.
$90.
So rich. Is that because you said hour and a half? I couldn't last in VR in Daydream for more than maybe 20 minutes comfortably.
Yep.
Hour and a half.
Yeah. So that's completely fine for me. I have no problems with that. With the Vive, I don't know about any others.
You have a
haven't really
thick boy
tried-
PC as well.
Yeah, a good spec PC. So it's not. There's no motion blur. There's no nothing. When I started VR, I think it was back one of the first PAXs, like I think 2013 or 2014.
I saw it 14, yeah.
Yeah, that was when the first time I tried VR was the Oculus DK1, so the dev kit one, and they gave me Mirror's Edge. And if you haven't played Mirror's Edge, it's a first-person platforming speedrunning game, basically.
You do somersaults.
That game makes me sick in normal console play.
Yeah. So that was terrible. I lasted about 3 minutes and that, and I was like, no, just no. And I
thanks.
basically swore myself off VR for a good 5 years. And then I finally went, oh, Beat Saber, I can stand still and not move around too much and then just slap boxes with my hands. Sure, no worries. And it's been great.
I went there too, Rani.
Good old slapping boxes. Oh,
Slapping
great.
boxes with hands.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
That's good
So, yeah.
radio. Don't hit the desk.
No motion sickness in those types of games where you're standing still and you have like one clean objective. When you switch over to Pavlov VR, which is another game, it's like Counter-Strike but in virtual reality. Basically,
Right.
You've got guns, you can equip them, like throw them, get grenades, knives, all that stuff, and throw them. But to move is one of the Vives. You use the touchpad and you move yourself around. I got motion sickness from that starting
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
because I'm standing still.
And you're moving.
And I move, and I get up to a wall, and I'd be like, I don't want to get into the wall." But it's just because it's so immersive.
Vive, though, you also have like a space that you can walk around in, so you can actually like sort of do like maybe 1 or 2 steps in each direction.
Yeah.
So that would help a little bit.
Yeah, so I could turn. So the aiming, like, so your right joystick, for example, that's you. Like, you turn around,
Right.
and you experience your world. But the left joystick is move. You can't really move. You can only move 2 steps before you walk into your own wall. So you have to be able to experience that feeling. I guess it's a weird word to walk up to something and it being there, but not actually being
Motion in VR always seemed like the hardest thing for me. Like I was playing Res Evil 7 in VR at EBX 16.
Yep.
And what a sentence. And yeah, like you would rotate in like 15-degree increments.
Yeah, so you can like, or it's like a tap thing.
Yeah, because it'd be a sitting down experience.
Yeah.
And then you got stabbed.
This
Yeah.
sounds awful.
Yeah, no, it was an experience. It was,
That's the thing. Is like every time there was a first in it, like someone walked up to me with a shotgun, and I was like, "Oh God!" Yeah, and then like I was standing there, and someone walked through me, and I jumped.
You got really uneasy.
I got
yeah.
really uneasy. I'm standing over like a 2-story building, looking down at someone, and I'm like, I'm gonna die, you know. Nothing. After that though, I got used to it very, very quickly, and it's been great. Like an hour and a half session of Beat Saber, then I'd switch over to Pavlov, run around in that for a little bit, shoot some guys, and then that'd be like 2 hours in VR total, and I would take that off just to like wipe my face and so it wouldn't get so moist.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it does get
Very
moist.
moist,
Clammy
yeah.
boy.
It's Brisbane,
It's a moist enclosure.
right in your eyeballs.
Around your really
VR.
nice face.
Yeah, oh, thanks.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
What is going on?
I'm still riding a wave, man. Like if I want to get weird, I'll get weird.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I'm
Welcome
like,
to Z Games. We're weird.
Please don't. You're our anchor right
it's
now.
just gonna.
You're a
Of
rock.
everyone that's like weird, I should be the least weird
Yeah.
one. But instead, I'm like
And
being
you're just
the most
getting moist
chaotic.
over there. It's like
I'm just getting real
Moist.
comfy on this seat.
clammy.
Just having
Damn.
the we didn't get the aircon remote. This is true.
Yeah, we're all a bit clammy in
So
here right now.
you've played a few games in VR. Do
Yep.
you have any games that you are keen to buy soon that you might do reviews of?
So I'm thinking of getting Arizona Sunrise, which is another shooter game, but it's zombies.
Cool.
And it's co-op too.
Cool.
So I want to get some other friends that may have VR to do like a co-op. You know, let's do zombie shooters and things like that. So yeah, there's also what was it? I can't remember it
Paint
now.
the picture.
Well, yeah. Speaking of, there are apps like on the Vive port
Where you can
app
paint a
where you
picture,
can
yeah.
like literally paint stuff.
I
and,
love that. Like
create
3D
stuff.
paint looks
Oh.
so hot.
Oh, I
can
want
walk
to play
around
in
your own
3D paint
sculpture.
so bad.
So good. So yeah, those are really, really good things. I think there's another one. I want driving games though. That's the one thing I haven't seen a lot of. Like things like Project Cars.
I want to play Wipeout.
Wipeout, yeah. It's just really fast.
Like I'm gonna paint my bathroom again after being in this world. I'm like, no, it's too much motion, but I want to do it. Man. Oh my god!
Because having that feeling of like, I want to be able to use the Vive controllers and like grab on with the triggers, but you're actually grabbing a virtual steering wheel. There's no game that does that yet. Any of the games,
so true.
You either have to have a real steering wheel or you have to have a controller. So I loaded up Project Cars 2, and I was like, yes, time to drive everything in VR. And I just sit in my chair and just drive and do some drifts and whatever. And I got there and it's like, you need a controller to play. I went, oh. So that's the next best thing I think I need.
Get those games and review them.
Yes, I will get all of them.
Soon.
Yes, I'll be the VR person now.
Yeah, I don't think anyone else does have VR.
I can't do it because I'll just puke.
Caitlin doesn't. Kate
Yeah,
doesn't.
no, definitely
You guys
can't.
don't.
VR and esports, that's just me now.
You're not going to MEO anymore.
And Blue and Lisbon.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
You're hanging out on Z Games. We'll be back talking Cadence of Hyrule and music real soon.
Let's look at the fun. Could you stop playing with that radio, Lord? I'm trying to get to sleep. Could you stop playing with that radio, Lord? I'm trying to get to sleep. Could you stop? Could you stop? I'm trying to get to. I'm trying to get to. Let's look at the fun. This is most disturbing. Let's look at the fun. Could you stop playing with that radio, Lord? Could you stop playing with that radio, Lord? I'm trying to get to sleep. I'm trying to get to sleep. Playing with This is most disturbing.
Welcome to Z Games.
We've got a little bit to talk
In
about
VR.
Cadence of Hyrule, which I am so deeply in love with, Matt. It's such a good goddamn game. So,
Right?
backstory: Crypt of the
beautiful.
Necrodancer came
Yeah.
out years and years ago. It was. I'll make sure that we've got some like
Yeah,
background
let's get
noises
some
as well.
sound going,
Yes,
boy.
put
Get
that
some background
sick
on.
beats on.
Put us back in the. Put us in the overworld, man.
I'm
Let's
in a
go.
dungeon.
Yes.
Ooh, you gotta.
I need to get out.
Open a separate file, man.
You're in a
That'll do
spooky
it.
Oh, true.
boy.
Cool. I'll bring it back.
Yeah.
So you talk about Crypt of the Necrodancer while I
Okay.
do that.
Crypt of the Necrodancer, this is starting with the original.
Well, yeah, just sort of like
Okay,
provide
so
some
the whole
context,
idea
yeah.
of the game is that it's a roguelike rhythm game.
Yes.
So for people who don't know, roguelikes are based off of an old game called Rogue, where that you had one life. When you died, that was it.
Yeah.
Everything reset, you'd have to go from the start. A roguelike, or roguelite, depending on what you prefer, the idea is that you keep some of your stuff, so you get better slightly every time. The way that Crypt of the Necrodancer did that was that every time you died, you might get to keep some key essential items, but any money you collected, any disposable, I suppose, items, if you want to call it, like things that break, like shovels and torches and stuff, you lose all of that. Got to go from the top, try it again. And that's the beauty of the genre, is that you can play it for a really short time, for maybe 5 or 10 minutes, and if you die, you're like, oh well, had a chance to play it. Or, as we're about to talk about with Cadence of Hyrule, you just get engrossed and absolutely drawn into this world where your last time wasn't good enough and you want to get better and better.
Yep.
And when you finally succeed and get that part done, you step onto the next most difficult thing and a new challenge appears and you're like, oh boy, this is going to take forever. And
It's
you blink and it's 2 a.m. and you're like, what am I doing with my life? Totally worth it.
I need to just get a job.
It's the Civ feeling of just like one more turn, one more level.
4 hours later.
Yeah, pretty much. So I'm in a dungeon right now trying to get into the overworld, because the overworld is the thing that I love the most.
Yeah,
Yes.
also, is this the new game? Or from
This is the new game.
Okay, yeah, because you've got the big tutorial, and that's the best thing. So with Cadence of Hyrule and similar games, they will have expected you to play a similar game, but because it's a rhythm game, that's
Yeah.
the really big thing, it's a rhythm game, they want to teach you how their mechanics work in their world, because everyone's played rhythm games, especially when we throw back to Beat Saber.
Beat Saber, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and with Beat Saber being, the idea of rhythm games is trying to be as close to the beat of the music as possible. And being a musician, I absolutely love that. But every game plays differently, of course. So with Beat Saber, you have to learn that it's all about hitting with either left and right. Is it red and blue for the colours?
Yeah, it can be changed with like mods and stuff, but yeah,
Cool.
I forgot to talk about that, but yeah.
Yeah, so that's all right. I'm not trying to steal your thunder or anything, but
Overworld, just
Yes.
for a sec.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
bring it on.
It's just so good. Like,
Excellent.
it's just like a lot of like really like small, sort of like tweaks on all of these like OG like themes. Millie's headphones are broken. It's fine.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I'm going triple Z.
Yeah. With what you're saying, the tweaks on the original theme. So the guy who composed the music for this, so Dari Baranowski,
Thank you, Rani.
has worked in the industry already. Did stuff for The Binding of Isaac and Super Meat Boy, other
Yes.
roguelike games. But a very detailed composer. So when he was given Nintendo's music, just like anything with Nintendo, you want to handle it with the absolute most care.
Yeah.
He's done a fantastic job. Like the music
Absolutely.
draws you
It's
into the
so
game.
good.
And for a rhythm game where the music is the driving factor, you need to be listening to it. It has to be good. Otherwise, well, no one wants to be forced to listen to bad music.
Yeah.
This is beautiful.
I know.
It's how nice is it? It's
The
just-
amalgamation of all like the Zelda themes as well. It tickles me and I love it.
So, but this game is also based very heavily on the idea of you having previous experience in these genres of games.
Yeah.
The full title of the game, so it's Cadence of Hyrule, Crypt of the Necrodancer, featuring The Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
No one's going to call it that, of course, so it's
No.
Cadence of Hyrule.
Cadence of Hyrule, yeah.
But it did start originally as DLC for the original game.
Oh wow.
Oh,
So
damn.
it started as DLC for the game. The one of the main programmers spoke with someone from Nintendo, went, hey, our game's coming to the Switch, would you mind if we borrowed a couple of your characters?
Yeah.
Nintendo are being really receptive about that right now, as we've seen, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But as it evolved, they just got more and more engrossed in the world, went, hang on, how about we actually make this its own game? And hence, Cadence of Hyrule was born. It's this absolutely gorgeous dive into Zelda references and stuff, and it's definitely a game for fans of the series. Like this
Yes.
wouldn't be your first Zelda title. If you wanted to give someone a
No.
first Zelda,
Oh, okay. Well,
I disagree.
I
actually,
think
you're probably
it's
right.
a little bit of both. Like, I think that it is like. I think that it's a fantastic rhythm game to jump into.
Yeah.
The big difference between this and Crypt of the Necrodancer, because Crypt of the Necrodancer is just such a good rhythm
Yeah.
game. Overworld.
Yeah.
Overworld. I
Yes.
hate dungeons. I've always hated dungeons.
I love a good
Being
dungeon.
holed up. I get claustrophobic in this kind of, like shrines. Like
Is it just the limit of choice and like the amount of?
it's
yeah.
just not fun.
I don't know. I've always hated dungeons
Yeah,
as well.
I
like
love a dungeon.
the shrines in Zelda were like small, bite-sized enough that I jump in. I'm like, cool, puzzle done. Back out to Overworld. The beasts were such a pain to deal with. Dungeons in general, always hated it. Overworld, gorgeous. So, yeah, pretty much. I think that makes this worth picking up even if you're not at all into Zelda, because you'll have a good time based on the fact that it's fantastic music.
Yep.
The mechanics are still rock solid.
Yeah.
Oh, without a doubt. Yep.
It's you end up getting into these sort of dances where it turns from like a rhythm game into a puzzle game. Like the lines just blur so much when you're in a room full of baddies that are terrifying and all work on different timers. You're like, well, how am I going to get
it's
out of
that
this?
micromanagement, and that's the biggest thing with this game is that you'll find that it's part strategy, because when it teaches you about different enemies and their movement patterns. You always, of course, always start with the slimes, which are like a key sake of any sort of
Zelda.
Japanese RPG game as your first enemy, and they'll either just bounce on the spot so they won't move, or they'll bounce
back and forward.
Yeah, every 2 beats, 1, 2, 1, 2, and you learn those really early.
Yeah.
But then you get introduced to more difficult enemies, and they'll give you
the ones that
tells.
skip spaces and everything like
so
that.
they'll, for example, they might raise their arms, the move before they're going to attack or before they're going to move, and you learn these tells. But when you're in a room and there's a slime and a goblin and a horseback rider, and they all move at different speeds, have different moves, you've got to micromanage these choices. And if you make one wrong step at the wrong time, it's going to
It definitely
lose
makes
some health.
The heart upgrades one of the first things for me to go to.
Yeah,
like you start with
definitely.
3 hearts. It feels like it's a little bit more lenient than Crypt of the Necrodancer.
It very much so. I found that. Yeah,
But you
It's
can
more
make it
forgiving.
even easier on yourself by picking up diamonds as you go, which is still kind of rare-ish, but you find enough to be able to go heart container, heart container. That makes a big difference in me not getting frustrated, because getting into the 3rd, 4th sort of act of Crypt of the Necrodancer, that really ramped up and I got pretty frustrated.
And you get something that they call polyrhythms in music, where the speed changes or the beat will change, and that throws you off. And it's done intentionally, because if you're so set on a beat to a point where you're just androgynously, like, or just automatically 1, 2, 3, 4, and it goes do 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 and slows down and it throws the beat off. You're like, whoa, where did
What's
it go?
going on? Yeah.
You lose your sense of, I suppose, grounding in that. Which is really interesting, because I did have a look into this. I got my partner to actually have a play of the game, and she's not as much of a musician as I am, so she found some of the beats pretty hard and stuff. So to start with, it's got something called the fixed beat mode, where you can actually disable the need to move in time to the music.
Oh.
Now, it makes you wonder, well, why would you do that if it's a rhythm-based game? And the cool thing with that is that it changes the dynamics of the game altogether. So it can introduce someone, and when we spoke about being new to the game and being a good introduction, especially if someone hasn't played a rhythm game before or hasn't played a Zelda game.
And I think
you
that
can.
It's also worth pointing out that it's not that the beat is set to music. The beat and all of the cycles of all the enemies are still there. They're just not to the music. So it gives you more time to look at a room and be like, okay, how am I going to try?
And this is where it becomes like a strategy game, because what happens is if you play the regular game mode where the beat's happening, if you stand still, unlike Crypt of the Necrodancer, you're not punished and you don't lose a combo if you stand still to choose your next move, but the enemies are constantly moving to the beat, especially when you've got like ghosts and stuff who chase you and try to attack you. You've got to be quick on your feet, whereas with the fixed beat mode, enemies will only move when you move. So if you're tapping and waiting a minute, the enemies won't move until you make your next move. So it almost becomes like a game of chess.
No,
That's
definitely.
cool.
Much like
Well,
that. If
a
you
lot
tap
better.
the stick, like if you tap the stick to run away from them and do 12 moves in the second, the enemies don't wait like they do in the music mode.
Yeah.
They'll just
They
keep running.
move.
And
Yeah,
they've
yeah.
done 12 moves as well, and you're backed into a corner.
We have speaking of backed into a corner. God damn, we have a minute left of this podcast. Yeah, no, it flies by.
It came up pretty quickly.
God damn it happens every time.
Oh, wow.
Every time.
Basically, going by Crypt of the Necrodancer, it's so good.
It's really good.
Yeah, and by
sorry,
Cadence of
Hyrule, featuring Crypt of the Necrodancer.
Yeah.
Longest goddamn name.
The Legend of Zelda. Completely randomized every playthrough. It is worth your time,
That's
your money.
true as well.
And it has co-op.
It
Which
has,
is fun.
I forgot
It has
about that as
two-player
well.
mode.
You can
to
play
make it
as
really
Zelda
simple.
and Link. Yep.
At the same time.
Yeah.
Do it. It's fun.
Gorgeous.
Love it.
You can find Matt's beats in the Safari Zone on SoundCloud.
Just at the moment for my covers, so any of
Yes.
my covers and remixes like the ones you heard today are on there. Any original tunes will be coming to Spotify soon, so look me up there. I'll keep you guys in the loop.
In the Safari Zone. Thank you so much for hanging out, Matt.
Awesome, thank you for having me. It's been
Thanks
awesome.
for coming.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. That brings us to the end of the show for this week. Thank you for hanging out. We love and appreciate you. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.